In this video, I will explain how to do exercise 18.5 on page 276 of your workbook. Here is example A, and the directions say to analyze each applied chord according to the given key, then lead each to its respective tonic, resolving all tendency tones correctly. Now, so the first thing we need to do is analyze this chord. And when you see a sharp, in this context, you know you have the third of a secondary dominant. Okay, so this is the third of our chord, which means that the F is the root of our chord. So this is an F sharp, A sharp, C sharp chord, which means that this is the so of our secondary dominant. Okay, and so ask yourself, what is do if this is so? And the answer is B. Okay, so if this is so, La would be here, T, and do would be on B. Okay, so we're briefly going to be tonicizing B. And so let's build this B chord then, and then we'll finish analyzing it. Okay, so this is going to be B. It's going to be the root of this chord. Now, what is correct? It says resolve all tendency tones correctly. Well, this sharp briefly turns this into a leading tone. And when leading tones are in the outer voices, they must resolve up. So this is in the outer voice. It needs to go up to B. So I'll put a B up here. Okay. The other thing, if there's a seventh in the chord, which there is not in this one, but if there is a seventh, that always needs to resolve down by step, regardless of what voice it's in. And this is on page, this is summarized on page 353 of your textbook. And then thirdly, it's you never want to double the third of the chord. So if I were writing this chord, we wouldn't want to double the A sharp, or else you get parallel movement. And then it also said leading tone must resolve upward. When in our voice, the seventh of the chord must resolve downward. All right, so we don't have a seventh, so and make these tonic chords in root position. The secondary dominant may be in inverted position, but all the examples in the book have the tonic chord in root position, so we're going to stay with that. So we'll make the bass move down to B. This needs to resolve up to B as well, and so this is going to be a BDF chord, BDF sharp actually. So we have BB, and so let's look at alto. We need a D and an F yet. So alto is right between D and F, so let's look at tenor. Tenor is between B and D, so we already got our B's, so let's make tenor go up to D. Okay, control up, and that leaves us alto going up to an F. I'll move this down here and hit Shift B to enter that, and we have our tonic chord, which is actually our sixth chord in the key of D major that we're in here. And so your analysis then would be, this is a 5 of 6 leading to the sixth chord. And we're done with example A. Now I'll show you example C yet, which has two new twists to it. Number one, it's minor. Number two, that it's in a minor key. Number two, it has a seventh in the chord. Okay, so again we have a sharp here, which means that's the third of our chord. So this is an E, G sharp, B, and then we have this seventh chord, D, or the seventh in the chord. Okay, so that means this G sharp, it's in an inner voice, so it doesn't have to go to the A, but that's a primary choice. But this D must resolve down to C. Now, since we know this is a secondary dominant, we know this is going to be, the root of this chord is like a so in our new key. So this so needs to lead to do, which in this, if this is so, la would be here, T would be on the space, so do would be on A. So this is going to be an A chord. So I'm going to put an A here. And so we're looking for an A, C sharp. Oh, I forgot to change my key signature. Let me quickly do that. We're in the key with 1 sharp. Okay. So we're in the key of E minor. So in the key of E minor, this is our 4 chord. Okay, so we're looking for the 4 chord, which is minor in a minor key. So it would be A, C, E. So we got our A. We don't have to go to A with this one, but we could. Let's see here. So tenor. Let's do the outer voices first. Let's take, so A, C, E. What if we let soprano go down to the A? That'll create contrary motion in the outer voices. So now we have 2 A's. Tenor is very close to C, so we can move tenor to C. And that leaves alto to go down to the E. So we could do it that way. That might be an awkward jump depending, and so you might not want to have that. If you want to stick with the alto going, the leading tone going to the A, you could give soprano. You could have soprano go to the C, and then we'd have A, C, we need an E yet, and tenor go to the E. Check for parallels, bass going up a 4th, up a 2nd. That's a 4th between alto, so those are parallel 4ths, which are okay. So that would be another option. Either way, I think I would count that correct. But in context, you would want to make sure that that G sharp to E sound was singable. Okay, and then what are we going to analyze this? This is going to be a 5/7 of 4. And it is not inverted, so we'll just analyze that as a 5/7 of 4. Whoops, and this should be small. Since it's minor, 5/7 of 4. And that's letter C.